Look at you lot coming back here into my indie corner every week demanding for some updates on your eShop stuff. It's another week filled with garbage with a little bit of good stuff. It's the usual stuff. It never changes. You hope. Every week you hope that there's going to be just a week of solid gold where everything is awesome. But not this week. No, this week we got more than 30. It's a long list. There's a lot of garbage. There's a stupid game. I don't even want to get into it. Anyways, here they are. Let's go through them. Alright, what have we here? Warhammer quests. Loot weapons, armor, and mysterious artifacts. Alright, so looks like your standard dungeon crawler, but set in the world of that tabletop game that I was always curious about, but sucked too much at painting to give it a go. Last week I talked about a demo for Trials Rising. Well, now it's available. What is even an indie game, right? Well, def not this one. The Lego Movie 2 game is now out, and it's either going to be great if it's like other Lego games, or trash if it's a cheap movie tie-in. Okay, so it looks like we have a 2D zombie survival kind of game here with Sky Hill. According to the description, there's lots of focus on crafting items to survive. On it's roguelike and filled with randomly generated maps. I don't know that I like that anymore. The first waifus to greet us this week. You know, I'm sorry ladies, I feel for you that there aren't more husbando games, but I don't make the games, I just cover them. This one is a lot more light on the waifus though, and seems to focus more on the gameplay. It's called Remilord. It's self-described as an anime-style adventure about a high school student that woke up a talking book or something and now they're venturing forth in a magical world. Sounds like a crazy acid trip if you ask me. Well, this looks pretty. Wait, is that Duke Nukem? What's going on here? What is this? So it's called Rad Rogers Radical Edition. We can pretty much tell it's a 2D action platformer. Bit on the pricey side though, if you ask me. See, now this is a more reasonably priced platformer. Although I'll admit it lacks a bit of sexiness, but hey, don't judge a game for its pixel count, alright? This is a lost light of Sisu if you're interested. That's also a fun word to say. Sisu. Sisu. I can hear all you retro lovers getting a ruffle in your pants just by glancing at this game. The name doesn't help either. Pixel Devil and the Broken Cartridge. It's a traditional old school 8-bit style platformer that's sure to either do it quite well or fail miserably. Ooh, not feeling the animation in this game. But if you're really craving some tactical style fantasy-like gaming for not too much money, Dark Quest 2 might be for you. I like how the game's description calls it an epic quest. Well, is it epic or dark? Make up your mind, game. There's one thing I like more than waifus, it's delicious looking food, and this game is getting pretty close to picking my delicious looking food weak point. Okay, so here's the deal with World Tree Marche. That's French. You're the royal food advisor. You command 6 chefs and find new recipes to stop the evil Gourmand Corporation. Okay, that's enough. You had me at evil Gourmand Corporation. I can't even say the word gourmand. Gourmet. Should be Gourmet Corporation, not this gourmand. It's not even an English word. More adventure platforming, and it's less than $5. Can we take a moment to appreciate this soundtrack though? Void. This is your most redeeming feature. And now for our regularly scheduled space game, it's Space War Arena. Okay, so it's like you build ships and a fleet and then fight. There's probably a story that ties this all together, but I don't know. That seems to be the gist of it. Okay, Ninja Village, you need to turn down your brightness because this is hurting my eyes. There's just too much color. So this is kind of like Farmville, but with ninjas. And sometimes you fight with the ninjas, but sometimes you just don't and you breed some ninja dogs. This is the point my mind starts going numb, you know? Where are we at now? 15 or so titles? That's not even the halfway mark. Oh, what's this? Well, here's a proper waifu game if I ever saw one. It looks like a dating simulation sort of game, but with fish. I mean, mermaids. I mean, which half is more important? Like, if she had a full woman's body but a fish head, would she be more human than fish? Like, where's the line where you stop calling someone a human and they become a fish? For me, head to groin as human should be the bar. If you poop like a fish and smell like a fish, then you're a fish, you know? Can we stop making these games, please? Like, who's buying these? Hold the phone! This is $20? Okay, we're done here. Alright, can we make a deal? Every week, can I get like 5 pass cards where I can just skip a game? Because this is just torture. No? Oh, fine. Ugly arcade shoot 'em up called Johnny Turbo's Arcade Super Real Darwin. Wow, have enough names in your title there, buddy? Okay, now this is pretty cool stuff right here. Not a game, but rather a free app to read comics and or manga. Basically lets you turn your Switch into a Kindle for comic books. Did you like all that Norse mythology business in the latest God of War? Well, what if you could go back into that world post-Ragnarok and playing a more zoomed out kind of way? I don't know, this game looks pretty legit but seems a bit pricey for a publisher I haven't heard of before. It's called PINBALL. If it looks like Undertale, plays like Undertale, and feels like Undertale, then we've spent too much time talking about it already. Alright, this is Crash Dummy, it's another overpriced 2D platformer. Here's a city building simulator, but with a lot more personality and humor than SimCity. I don't know how this stacks against City Skyline though. It's called Constructor Plus. Oh well, this is charming. I can't stop looking at this game, it's just so fascinating and cute, but also so cutthroat. And this hypnotizing music, it just pulls you in some more. Wow, I love you, Balloon. I can't even say the word, it's Batloon. I can't say I love you, Batloon. You just want to say balloon, but it's Battaloon. Battaloon, that's how you say it. Oh, it's Ape Out. Well, I definitely knew this game was out because one of you viewers, won't say who, wouldn't stop spamming this game all over Twitter this past weekend. It's about a big angry ape that wants to be free and kills everyone in its way. It's published by Devolver Digital and we all know they be good people. Well, this is very Zelda-like. It's called Anodyne and seems to focus more on walking and doing some light puzzles than anything else really. I'm starting to feel like Neo Geo sponsors this show. Every week they get a game on this show. This week it's a football game, or soccer game depending which side of the ocean you're on. Bet you these guys were pissed when Tetris 99 dropped just a few weeks before their game release. Oof, treasure stack, that is some bad timing. What a week for you retro folks. Here's another game I know many 90s kids will love. Toe Jam and Earl back in the groove. Personally, I never understood this brand or cared for it. Even the games never looked that good. How does this get a reboot and yet we're still waiting on a Rocket Knight or Chrono Trigger reboot? Come on people, have your priorities right. TARDY, it's a story-driven space adventure about war, emotions, love and passion for old computer devices. I love it when I can just read the description out loud to describe a game. We just covered the first game a few weeks ago and now the sequel's out already? Now I know it's a port, but I don't know, why not dual release that, Anyways, it's Sword and Soldiers 2, and while shawarma is right in the title, I don't see any shawarma or know what that has to even do with Vikings. I swear we get a new bike game every week. Do we need this many? There's very little information to share, but it's like a puzzle game because you conduct an investigation, but I have zero idea what the gameplay actually looks like. Now here's a genre we don't see enough of around here, pinball. This one is pirate themed, and I mean, what more do you want? It's a pinball game. The bane of my existence. My disgusting arch nemesis, another solitaire game. Am I in the wrong business? Do I just need to learn to code a solitaire game and then enjoy retirement? Is that it? Here's an interesting twist for a game. It's a history game, but you know what? I have no idea what I'm talking about. This game seems to assume I know what kind of game it is, but I have no idea what these tile things are all about. Maybe you know. It's called History 2048. Here's Creepy Road, a 2D old school style beat 'em up game, but with a redneck as the main protagonist. It's awesome pea, not the yellow kind, but rather that small green delicious kind. I like how games strive to recreate a look that only came about because of technological limitations, like the Game Boy look. Did anyone actually like that greenish only kind of look? I don't know, I didn't grow up with a Game Boy, so I don't understand it. It's unfortunate because I'd probably enjoy this game a lot more if it actually had a full color palette, What better way to end the show than to end it with riddled corpses? That's the game's name and not me suggesting murder. It's an arcade style twin stick shooter that I can't find any other unique features to try and sell this. And we're done! Another week, another show under wraps. Do you ever think we'll look back on these videos and cherish these list of games? Or will we wonder why there were just so many games each week? Or the scariest timeline, we'll look back and lose our mind at how so few games there were. Maybe in the future we see hundreds or even thousands of games released each week. Okay, let's stop wondering. I'll see you next week. Keep it classy.